forward will be simulcast onto YouTube. So if for some reason you cannot get into Canvas, jump on over to YouTube, and all the sessions are being simulcast onto YouTube. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Additionally, if you did not get a chance to join us for the Friday Donuts and Questions, that had no questions, but a whole lot of, no donuts, but a lot of questions, I would encourage you to go back to that link that I sent out on last Thursday. Follow that link. Go ahead and click on Help Sessions, and watch the replay of that. The notes from that session have been posted into the file section of Canvas, so I would encourage you to go take a look at that. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. It is April 20th, and we are still quarantined. Here we go. Let us solve 8 3x minus 7 equals the fifth root of 4x minus 5. And let us simplify log base 16 2 to the 7th. Let us simplify those two things. Go. I'm going to get more water. You're right. That's you. All right. Let's see who's got what. Let's see who's got what. Let us go right here. Courses. College algebra. Y'all fixing to hear me yell at my son. Oh. Harriet, you cannot see the screen. Did I not share it? What happened to our problems? Oh, okay, good. Hey, way to go, Harriet. Harriet is now tech support for the whole group. All right, who thinks they got it? Where's Gavin? Is Gavin here today? Mel, I don't want to tell you this. Oh, thank goodness, Mel. I was going to tell you, Mel, if Gavin's not here, then you have to become the new Gavin. I mean, because Jan kind of took Gavin's spot, but Jan kind of took his spot, but he just said that the first one was kind of weird. So then, yeah, Mel, it was going to be you. All right, let's take a look. Anybody think they got the first one? If you think you got the first one, give me a 10. If you think you got the first one, type in 10. All right, Diane, what you got? Diane, what you got? All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. We got 8 to the 3x minus 7 equals 4 to the 1/5 x minus 5. Do we agree? Julio, what's up, baby? What the hell was that noise? All right. Now, 8 is 2 to the third to the 3x minus 7. 4 to the 1/5 is 2 to the 2/5 x minus 5. Okay. This side becomes 2 to the 9x minus 21 if you distribute the 3. This side becomes 2 to the 2/5 x minus 5. We won't distribute that. We'll just leave it like that for right now. Now, once you get the bases to be the same, once you get these two numbers to be the same, what you would then do is take 9x minus 21 equals 2/5 x minus 5. Now, you could distribute the 2/5 if you wanted to. There's no harm in doing that. I'm going to multiply both sides by 5 and clear that decimal or clear that fraction out, and make that 45x minus 105 equals 2x minus 10. All right. So subtract 2x, 43x minus 105 equals negative 10. Add 105, 43x equals 95. Divide by 43. X is equal to 95 over 43. Diane, what is up with you, girl? Good job. Hey, Gavin, Diane's available after class if you want to get her autograph. Hey, Gavin. Yes, Jan, go ahead. What's your question? Where did the 10, what 10? Oh.
Where says 45x minus 105 equals 2x minus 10?
The minus 10. So when you clear the fraction out, you have 2 times x and then 2 times minus 5. Have you seen Lion King, Gavin? The original one. I think, Gavin, you're Mufasa. I think Jan is the crazy ass uncle, and I think Diane is Simba. Diane's the new ruler of the jungle. Jan, I'm sorry. You had your reign, but now Diane is taking over. Because you've probably never seen the movie. All right. Gavin, you're not dead. You're just heading out to the down to the cliff. You know that part you weren't supposed to go to. All right. Any questions? Questions going once? Questions going twice? Going once, going twice? All right. How about the second one? I felt like the second one was harder than the first one. But Gavin, do know that instead of being Mufasa, you could be Black Panther and you come back to regain your place in rightful history. You know what I'm saying, Gavin? Gavin, you got this one? This one's tough. Adam, how do you feel about this, Adam? On a scale of 1 to 10, Adam, where are you at on this problem? Hey, Brad, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at on this problem?
Probably about a 2. I didn't even work this one. I worked the first one.
Well, how the hell can you be a 2 if you don't even have an
Because
answer?
I can't find the notes for all the log. Is it the
Ashley, on a
log
scale
equation?
of 1 to 10, Ashley, where are you at? My man Brad just said he was a 2 and he hadn't even worked it yet. How the
If
heck
I can
you
find
be
the
a
notes.
2? How you can be a 2 when you ain't even worked it yet? Like, that's like asking, like, where are you going to go to dinner when you ain't got no damn money? Like, it don't matter where we're going to go to dinner because you ain't going anyway. Harriet, you are messed up. Ashley, where are you at on this problem, Ashley? All right, Ashley, I feel you. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to observe that log A, that log base A B equals X is the same thing as A to the X equals B. And what we're going to do is write this as log base 16 to the 7th equals X. And we're going to write that as 16 to the X equals 2 to the 7th. How do I solve that? How do I solve that? No, Diane. Of course you're not wrong. 16 is 2 to the 4th. So this is 2 to the 4x equals 2 to the 7th, which means 4x. I apologize. Somehow I got off the thing there. Which means 4x is equal to 7. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X equals 7/4. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? Good job, Diane. Questions, comments, concerns? Carly, we good, baby? Christian, we good? Christina, we good? Nicholas, how we doing, baby? Norma, we straight? All right. Let's do this. Let's go here. Let's combine into one log. So we got 3 ln x plus y minus 1/4 ln w plus 6 ln z plus 5. Combine that into one logarithm. Go. Here we go. Wow, Gavin. That's some love right there. That's some love right there, Gavin. Gavin, I want you to know that I would not lead you to the valley of death and then push you over like Jan would. Gavin, let's hear what you got. Unmute yourself, Gavin.
Okay.
Got, baby?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I got ln.
That's a great start. Great start.
That's I know, man. I'm almost there. Parentheses x plus y in parentheses cubed.
X plus y in parentheses cubed.
Yes, sir. Plus parentheses z plus 5 in parentheses to the 6th power. Over w to the 1/4 power.
That's your answer.
Yes, sir.
Diane, do you agree with Gavin? Unmute yourself, Diane.
Yes.
Do you agree with Gavin?
I got something different, a little bit different. It's kind of the same but different.
What did you get?
I got everything the same, but the bottom is the 4 square root of w.
Okay, so you got the 4th root of w on the bottom.
Yeah.
But you got everything else the same.
Yeah.
Same answer, isn't it?
Philip, what did you get, my friend? Okay. All right. Well, Diane and Gavin, very good effort. Small problem, though. The plus sign should be a multiplication sign. See, remember that the rule says log A times B is equal to log A plus log B. All right. There is no rule about log A plus B. There is no rule that deals with that. All right. No rule that deals with a plus sign in the middle. Bless me. So, if you have it separated as A plus B like this, if you have log A plus log B like this, when you bring them together using the multiplication symbol. So, not a bad answer, except you want to make sure you put a multiplication symbol in the middle and not a plus sign. All right. Not bad, Gavin. Not bad. We'll give you partial credit.
Okay. Would you like the bottom answer is the 4th root or to the 1/4? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Whether you write this as this or whether you write this as the 4th root of W, it doesn't make any difference to me. All right. So monitoring the chat, is there any questions? I mean, this is, and again, when I ask if there's any questions, if you could just give me a yes or no, that would be helpful, because at least I know you're still sitting and listening. Any questions? Nicholas, can we do another one like that? Absolutely, Nicholas. We'll do another one right now.
Could we go over that one, because I got it, but I don't know if the way I got it is
allowed.
It's not for everything, for other problems.
Okay, so couple things to keep in mind, Mel. Number one, if we have a plus sign, that's got to go on top. If we have a minus sign, that's got to go on bottom. Okay?
Okay.
And then any number out front becomes an exponent. Any number out front becomes an exponent. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So let's try it again. So let's go log 6. Let's go negative log 6 x minus 4 plus 3 log y plus 5 minus 1/5 log z. All right. Who thinks they got it? let's do another poll because I love polls. Adam, how you doing, baby? All right, Diane, go ahead. You know, Diane, if you just take your phone off, if you just take your microphone off mute, you can just say it. Then it's not so much to type.
I got log y plus 5 cubed over x minus 4 to the 6th power times 2 to the 5th cube root.
Okay, great job. It's log. The y plus 5 is going to go on top, and that's the only thing that's going to be on top is the only thing that's got a plus sign in front. The other two pieces both have minus signs, so both of those are going to be on the bottom. All right. By the way, they should all be log base 6. All right. Because if not, you wouldn't be able to do it. X minus 4 down here, and then z to the 1/5, or you could say the 5th root of z. Either way. All right. And that's your final answer. All right. Questions on that? Questions on that? Great job, Diane.
So if a base for log is given on like one of them, like how it was in the first one for log 6, is
Yeah.
that to be assumed that that's the same base for all of them?
Well, no, not necessarily, but with my dumb self doing it, yeah, probably.
I thought
That's just the base, Nicholas. It's just I put it in there because on the test, I change that base around sometimes, and I don't want you to get confused when you see a different number down there. Go ahead, Ashley. What do you think?
I put it as like 6 and an exponent x. I didn't put like log 6.
No, you got to put log 6.
Okay.
The other one we were simplifying, so it was a slightly different problem.
But can we do a problem where the bases are different? I mean, like the number
If they were different, you wouldn't be able to do it.
per log?
If they were different, it would be like saying, 5 to the x times 7 to the 2x plus 3. Because these aren't the same, then there's nothing you can do with that. You just have to leave it the way it is. Does that make sense? These two numbers have to be the same in order for you to combine them together somehow. All right. Let's try one last thing as it pertains to properties. Let's go log base A of 9 equals 2.4. And let's go log base A of 6 equals 1.8. I want you to find two problems, log base A of 3 and log base A of 54. Go. Yes, I agree with Gavin. The top is given and A and B are the problems. If you were here Friday for donuts and questions, during that period we had Friday, you would have seen this. If you weren't here Friday, well, I'm glad you're here now because you're seeing it now. And there's going to be a heavy dose of this on test 4, by the way, or test 5, whatever one we're on. Are they the same exact problems? Maybe the same numbers. No way. Damn, my bad. I'm sorry. I would never done that shit on purpose. Not that I ever think I would ever just be able to recreate it like that. Um, exact same numbers? That's insane. That's crazy. All right. Well, then y'all got them right. Um, anybody who wasn't here Friday think they have an idea? That's crazy. I mean, you would swear I was making this stuff up ahead of time, but definitely not happening. Um, let's take a look. How do you do log A3? What we recognize is that log A3 is the same thing as log A9 to the 1/2, which is 1/2 log A9 because the exponent comes out front. And then log A9 is 2.4. So this is 1/2 times 2.4, which is 1.2. Okay. All right. Log A54 is log A 9 times 6, which is log A9 plus log A 6, which is 2.4 plus 1.8, which is 4.2. All right. So in order to solve these, what you're trying to figure out is how do you get this number by dealing with these two numbers, either as they are or as exponents of what they are, or bases of what they are, or excuse me, radicals of what they are. All right. So that's the question. How do we get this number from these two? And see, a lot of people will make a mistake and they'll say, well, log 3 is log 9 minus 6. While you are correct that this does give you 3, there's no property that deals with 9 minus 6. Properties only deal with multiplication and division. They will not deal with a minus sign like that. All right. All right. Any questions on that? While you look at this, let me give you another one. Let's go log A. Let's go log A 2. Let's try log A2. As you look at A and B, let's try log A2.
Um,
Anybody? What's up, Ashley?
for log A. Where did you get 9.6?
That's 9 times 6, baby. This, what looks like 9.6, and it does kind of look like 9.6, is really 9 times 6.
And you got the 9 and the 6 from up there?
Yes.
The given?
Yes. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get 54 using these two numbers as either multiplication, exponents, or division. Okay. Now I'm trying to use these numbers to get to 2. All right. All right, let's go. Who's got it? No. Brad, don't you play with my emotions, Brad.
I think I got it.
Brad, you weren't even here on Friday. You were sleeping in.
Just based off of A, I think I got it. Like using A as a reference.
Well, you're using part of A.
Yeah, I'm using different part.
Brad.
Let's go.
I have to say, if you get this, I'm buying you Chick-fil-A today.
Really?
Yeah, no, actually, I'm not.
I was about to say, don't play with me.
I tell you, I was going to go to the smoothie place, but you know what? Not doing that either. Actually,
Which smoothie place?
Tropical smoothie.
Oh, I gotta send you. There's a new place that's even better, and it's healthier. No sugar added.
Brad, I don't care if that new place doesn't start with abbreviation D and Q. I don't even want to hear about it. Got a few people who haven't answered. Jan says he's not doing it. Adam, where are you at, my man? Katie, Julio, Norma, where are y'all at? I think they might have gone to the smoothie place already, Brad.
Oh, they left without us.
Hey, but y'all be safe because you're not supposed to be going anywhere at number 1. Number 2, I feel like there's a damn hurricane outside. Like I'm stuck in my little room over here, and I can't see, but it looks dark as heck out there. All right, Brad, take it away, my man. Take it away.
I got 0.6.
And how did you manage that?
So I did let's see, log base A 6 to the 1/3, and then I put the 1/3 at the front, and then log base A 6 equals 1/3 times 1.8, which equals 0.6. Is that right or no? Your face isn't reassuring. That's your try.
Oh wait, you can see that?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Hey, Brad.
yes.
This for everybody, and I'm being serious about this. This on the test, Brad would get the right answer, but I would go back and retroactively mark it wrong because what Brad just said is not right. You see, Brad.
But you have to respect the tandem.
No, I don't actually. 6 to the 1/3 is the cube root of 6, Brad. That's not 2. Although the correct answer is 0.6.
Mm-hmm.
You just got lucky. Because here's what you're supposed to do. You got to recognize that 2 is log A 6 over 2. Or excuse me, 6 over 3. Who am I kidding? All right. So log A 6 over 3, that's log 2, which is log A 6 minus log A 3, which is equal to 1.8 minus 1.2, which is 0.6.
Ugh.
All right. Any questions on that? Any questions?
See, at first I thought to put 6 divided by 3, but I was like, I don't know if we should bring another number other than the given in.
You can bring any number you want to as long as it's a multiplication or a product or a multiplication, a division, or an exponent of the two numbers that you already have.
Okay.
All right. All right. All right. So I'm going to stop with that portion. We'll look at it again on Wednesday. Just a reminder that you are expected. This is I got to be very clear about this. You are expected at the end of your test, when you take test 5, and we're still a little way away from that, you're expected to send me your scratch paper immediately. I had 6 people this morning who I changed their grade on test 4 for a different class. They took test 4. I gave them a 0 because they have not sent me their scratch paper. It is absolutely mandatory that you send in your scratch paper immediately following your test. Okay? Immediately following your test, you must send me your scratch paper. And it must show how you got all the answers. I had a couple people who, they must be the luckiest guessers in the history of mankind because on a 20-question test, they guessed on 15 and got all 15 of them right. That's a hell. I mean, shit, they got to play lottery. Because that's what I got. How did you get this one? Oh, I guessed. How did you get this one? Oh, I guessed. How did you get this one? Oh, I guessed. For 15 of them, they said they guessed. And then they got all 15 of them right. That's unbelievable. I mean, that's just, like I say, that's just unbelievably lucky. And so if your scratch paper doesn't, like in Brad's case right there, I would not give Brad credit for that. I mean, he might have gotten it right and it may have given him credit, but when I look at his paper, I'm going to go in and override it and mark it wrong. Okay? You have to know how to do these.
Where did you get the 1.2 from?
The 1.2 came from log 3, and that was right here. We did this one earlier.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Log A3 was log A9 to the 1/2. All right.
I don't understand why what Brad did was wrong.
Because
I don't either.
Way to stick up for Brad. What Brad did was say log A2 is equal to log A 6 to the 1/3. This is not true. 2 is not equal to 6 to the 1/3. 2 is equal to 6 divided by 3. It is not equal to 6 to the 1/3. So what Brad did was put this here, move the 1/3 out front. And when he took 1/3 of 1.8, he got 0.6. So ultimately, he ultimately just ended up getting lucky. No offense, Brad.
I see what I did wrong there.
But that's the reason why. 6 to the 1/3 is not 2. The cube root of 6, I don't know what it is, but it's 1 point something. Okay, it's 1 point something. All right. Any questions?
For the next test, we send you the scratch paper and canvas.
Email it to me. Yeah. If you have my number, you can text it to me too. I don't care.
I don't remember the number.
That's okay. Then email it to me. You can either email it to me at sdrier@polk.edu or you can email it through Canvas. Either way.
So can you go back to the last slide?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
So if it were log base a to the 8th, that would have worked, but not log base
To
8 to
the
the 6th.
8th?
Yes. Or, yeah, to the 8th. Yeah.
No, it'd be 2 to the 3rd, but you still have to find log base 2. From here, if you did log base 8, you could do 2 to the 3rd. Yes.
So, Mr. Drier,
Yes.
could you help me out and explain one more time how you transfer the log A3 to 1.2?
Yes. So if I have to do log A3, and the only ones I have to deal with are log A9 and log A6. To get this number off of these two numbers, you have to recognize that this number is equal to 9 to the 1/2. Okay? The square root of 9 is 3. So when you do this, log A3 is equal to log A9 to the 1/2. The 1/2 then comes out front and becomes 1/2 log A9. That log A9 is 2.4. So to do this, it would be 1/2 of 2.4, which is 1.2. All right. Questions, comments, concerns?
So to get that 2.4, you just put the log A9 into the calculator and you get it?
No, you can't put that into the calculator.
Yeah, so how you know it? Like it's 2.4.
Hold on, Diane. I'll help you in a second. Actually, I was planning on doing domain and range today, and I'm gonna briefly mention it here in a second. Diane, I'll answer your question in a second. Say it again. What did you say?
I asked, how did you get 2.4 out of log A9?
Oh, it was given to you.
Given?
It was given. It was part of the problem.
Oh, all right. Got it.
That part's given to you in the problem.
Thanks.
Could you go back? Where did you get the 1/2 from when you like the last slide you was on?
The 1/2 here.
Yeah, the 1/2 with the 2.4. Oh, wait.
9 to the 1/2 is 3.
Oh, you looking at the problem A? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we were going over the first problem. All right. All right. All right. I'm done with this conversation. We'll revisit it on Wednesday, but for right now, I'm done with it. Okay. That's all I have to say about that. It's like Forrest Gump. Hey, the inverse of f of x. The inverse of f of x, which we've been calling f inverse of x, is obtained graphically by rotating the graph of f of x across what? The inverse of f of x, which we've been calling f inverse of x, is found by rotating the graph of f of x over what? Gavin, nice job. It's rotated across the line y equals x. Good job, Harriet. All right. So if y equals a to the x looks like this, assuming that x is positive, then the inverse graph gets flipped across this line. This is the 0.01. The inverse graph gets flipped across this line. This becomes 1, 0, and it looks like this. And this is what we call y equals log ax. Okay? This is what we call y equals log ax. So the log graph, let me get a new slide. The log graph, y equals log ax, looks like this. Assuming that x is bigger than 1, it looks like this. Okay? We call this the inverse of a to the x. All right? Looking at that graph and keeping in mind that y equals a to the x has a domain of negative infinity to infinity and a range of 0 to infinity, what would the domain and range of the logarithm be? What would the domain and range of the logarithm be?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is that 0.10?
Yes, ma'am. What would the domain of the logarithm be?
You just substitute the domain in for the range and the range in for the domain.
Okay, so what would you get?
The domain would be 0 to infinity, and the range would be negative infinity to infinity.
0 to infinity is the domain. The range is negative infinity to infinity, right? So that leads us to this. What would the domain be for log 7 x minus 5? What would the domain be for that? And then specifically, how do I find it if I have an expression there? If this is the graph, what happens to x minus 5? It would shift it to the right 5, right? So it would shift to the right 5 units. Now the question is, what does the domain become? So good job, Harriet. At that point, the domain becomes 5 to infinity. So now here's your overarching question, right? Here's the big question. The big question is, if I have y equals log 7 of some function, how do I find the domain? How do I find the domain if I have any function here? I mean, right now I have x minus 5. What if I have something else? What would you have to do?
Shift it to the left or right?
But you don't know what the function is, Brad.
Oh, yeah.
What would you have to do? Diane, I saw you typing. What are you going to type? All you're going to do is set this inside part greater than 0 and solve that. So if you have log 7, 3x plus 4, how do you find the domain? You set 3x plus 4 greater than 0. So whatever this function is, set that greater than 0. You'll get 3x plus 4 is greater than 0. Subtract 4, subtract 4. 3x is greater than negative 4. Divide by 3, divide by 3. X is greater than, not equal to, negative 4/3. So the domain becomes negative 4/3 to infinity. All right.
Is it just greater than and not greater than or equal to?
It's just greater than, strictly greater than, Gavin.
And we do. Go ahead, Gavin.
Is this only when like using logarithmic functions?
Yes, only for logs you set greater than 0. All right. All right. So with that being said, look, I want to thank all of you all for logging in. Again, not the best scenario in the world, but certainly not the worst. Just a reminder that this whole presentation is going to be available on YouTube here real soon as it's simulcast. So if you can't get into Canvas for whatever reason, please just hop over to YouTube. Do realize there's about a 30-second delay on the YouTube video versus the actual Canvas recording, but it will certainly be good enough to get you to where we're at and what we're doing. If you have a question at that point, you can certainly send me a text message. So please go through and start looking at, I think we are through 5. I think we're through 5.4 maybe. Takes you up through the domain of logarithms. On Wednesday, we'll solve logarithms, and then we'll start getting into circles. You're not going to want to miss that. So we will do that and much, much more next time. Do keep in mind that it is a terribly bad storm out, or it's getting ready to storm. Want you to be safe. Don't think you're supposed to be going anywhere anyway, but be safe in whatever you do the rest of the day. We'll see you back here on Wednesday, okay? Any questions? Questions, comments, concerns?
Going back to the domain and range for the y equals log ax. What was you saying about the domain and range you have to flip it or something like that? But you said y equals ax.
What I said was, let's go back and look at it. What I said is that the log graph is the inverse of the exponential, and that the domain and range of the exponential are this. So to get the domain and range of the log, you would just swap these two around. Right? That's how you find the domain and range of the inverse. You swap the x and the y around.
Can you maybe do is there an example with that, like flipping?
Check a couple lessons ago. We had a whole conversation on that. Um, it was when we first started doing inverses. There's I don't know what day it was, but um, somewhere when we did, was it this one? It was earlier on. We had a conversation about when you do the domain and range of the inverse, Ashley, you swap the domain and range of the original function. And it must have been after the first because I don't see it on the first. Okay, but that's what you need to do. Ashley, you still there? Hello?
Yes. I don't know. I need to see it like visually. I still don't get it, but okay.
All right. Hey, Ashley, hit me up on Wednesday when we start, and we'll talk about it. Okay. I'm not going to
Okay.
leave you hanging like that. We got a little while for the test, so remind me on Wednesday to go back over and discuss it again. All right.
Okay.
We're into overtime now, so let me get everybody out. But I will definitely hit you up on Wednesday we'll go over that whole example again. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Anybody else? All right. You guys stay safe. I love you. Remember, social distance is working, so keep your 6 feet, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday. Okay. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Y'all have a blessed day. M.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Dryer.
Hey, baby. How are you?
Good.
Uh. Which class you're in Monday, Wednesday, right?
Monday, yes.
All right, and you're gonna send me your scratch paper because I don't have it.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you when I get back home. I'm in Orlando right now, so my notebook is home.
Okay. All right. Give me a second. Let me look at your stuff here.
Okay.
You got
This
paper?
question's gonna be hard.
Huh?
Are these questions gonna be hard?
No.
Right.
I don't think so.
You a math teacher. I know you ain't gonna think so.
Well, I never think so, right? So you're right. Hold on for a minute. Let me look what you did. So I generally tried not to ask you questions that you got wrong on the test because I don't feel like that's very fair. So generally, I only ask you about ones you got right. All right. Let's see here. All right. So,
yeah. That's the TikTok she wanna do on me. I've never seen it though. I only heard the beginning of the song. It was just like, it starts like, but the beginning, we can make a trigger like all my favorite. I was thinking about doing that.
Let's do this. Let's go. Let me find a new sheet of paper. Can you write this down?
Okay. Hand this paper. Okay, I got something.
Let's go x cubed plus 2x squared
plus 2x squared
plus 6x
plus 6x
plus 12
plus 12
over x squared plus 3x plus 2. Simplify that.
Simplify it? Okay. X squared. I need a calculator.
If you need a calculator, just tell me. I'll be your calculator for you.
Oh, okay.
Come here for a minute, Emily.
Can I subtract over, like, no, it's division. 6, 12, 18, 12, 6, 8, What's 24 divided by 4? Wait, 4, 8.
24 divided by 4?
No, 40 divided by 24.
40?
24.
24 divided by what?
4, 8, 12,
3.
16. 3?
You said 24 divided by 8.
4. That's 6.
24 divided by 4 is 6, yes.
He told me 6. Shut up. I got. Got everything my fingers. 3x to second power plus 2x for 6. Or could it go down lower?
You said 3x squared what?
Plus 2x plus 6.
Let me see your work, baby.
I don't know if you can see it.
Where did you go from there? I see the problem written down. Where did you go after that?
Okay, and then I'm here. I multiplied the top and the bottom times 2, and then from there I broke it down and divided it over right here.
Okay. Not quite. You would have had to factor that by grouping, but that's all right. Let me give you this one.
Okay.
Let me give you this one. If I say to you, A varies, A is an apple, varies, A varies inversely with the cube of B.
So,
how would you write that as an expression? As an expression, how would you write A varies inversely with the cube of B?
It'd be like if A varies with if A varies as B cubed, then B. I gotta figure out what B is basically.
No, I just want to know what the expression would be, baby.
Oh.
What would the expression be? You would write it as you would start it off by writing it as an expression. What would the expression be?
I'll put A if A varies of y2. I'll put A over what equals is y2.
No, baby. A varies inversely. Here it is, baby. A varies inversely with the cube of B. A varies inversely with the cube of B. How would you write it? Okay. That's close. You gotta put the K on top. And then it's B cubed. It's
K cubed as well?
It's no, it's B cubed, baby.
Right, how I have here.
Yeah, it's not B squared, it's B cubed.
Oh, okay, you're right.
You put square, it's alright.
Okay.
That's just kind of a minor problem. Alright. So let's do this. Let's do ST equals S plus t.
You have ST equals S plus T?
Yeah, and I want to solve for either S or T. You can pick which one you want to solve for.
I'll solve for S.
Okay, what would you do?
Make it equal to 0.
Okay, go ahead and tell me. Just do what you do and get the answer.
Would ST be like f of x?
No, I'm trying to solve for S. No, she said no.
It'll be okay. Are you?
I will. Yeah, I'm here with her.
I'm looking for alligator clips. Have you seen any?
Alligator clip.
Do you have like the
little pincher thing?
Yeah.
Looking
at one of those drawers or thing. I guess I can use these paper clips.
Wait, let's use that.
So our relation on the secondary?
There's one, but that's huge. Here, I'll use paper clips in this big one. It's okay. Where's one are you gonna be?
I've got a couple people to call.
Would it be T equals 2 ST?
You're solving for T or S?
Oh, shoot. You said solve for S.
Well, that's okay. We can solve for T. You solve for T? It doesn't really matter to me what you solve for. I don't care.
I got stuck. So I went from here to here.
Not quite. Not quite. You're kind of close, but not quite. So the way you would do that, if you're solving for S, you would subtract S to both sides. You would get ST minus S equals T. And then you would factor out the S. And you would get T over T minus 1.
So right here, I just basically would have keep going.
Yeah, you would have had to keep going. But you can't combine the ST and the S like that.
Okay.
All right. Let's give you this last one to try, and then we'll call it a day.
All right.
Won't ask you about one like that.
I think that's 18 too funny.
All right. How about this? Let's go 8 over x minus 3 minus 2 over 3 minus x. How do you simplify that?
8 all over x minus 3 minus...
8 over x minus 3.
8 over x minus 3.
And then minus 2 over 3 minus x. How would you solve that?
Right there, right?
Let me see. No. The minus x is on the bottom. It's 3 minus x. The 2 is over top of. Yeah, the 2 is over top of both 3 and the minus x.
Okay.
You got it? Give me a show it to you.
Plus x over 3 minus 2 over 3 minus x. Okay, I got you. you okay? You got corona. Huh? Uh-huh. I said you got corona. You said yeah. No, you said yeah. It's 1 o'clock.
She got corona.
I hope not.
I'm just kidding. That's not even funny.
It is. It is, but it's not. Hand me the piece of paper. That notepad over there. The sticky notes. More? Or just more? Oh, my hand right now, that's spell. Did you say your window was good? No, it's not. Would it be 10 over x minus 3?
Perfect. Good job. How'd you do it?
Okay, so I take you cross. Okay, no, I'll cross it to get the 2, and then you get the 10 on the top, and then what you have to. Okay, x minus 3. Well, basically you have to take the negative. So you can flip to make it, because it's 3 minus x, and not x minus 3.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Does.
Okay.
All right. Good job. All right. I only asked you 4 questions. That's it.
Okay.
Hopefully that wasn't too painful.
What did I get on my test?
Well, I got to see your scratch paper.
Okay.
So right now you have a 0. When I see your scratch paper, the score you actually got was a 64, I think. Let me look. Hold on. Yeah, the score you got was a 64. But you have to get. I have to see your scratch paper, because what happens is some people just kind of made random guesses, and that doesn't get anybody credit. So if you just made a random guess, then you don't get credit for that. Well, the problem was yesterday I had a guy tell me he guessed on like 10, and he got all 10 of them right. Shaylin, you don't guess on 10 and get all 10 right. Yeah. There ain't no way in hell you guessed on 10 questions and somehow you just mysteriously get all 10 correct. I get, you guess on 10 and you get 1 right, or you get 2 right, but, going 10 for 10 on random guesses is not happening. So I got to see your work, and once I see your work, I'll be able to give you a final score, and then we'll see where you're at. All right?
And you just send it to this number, or to like an email, or?
No, on your canvas, there's a test for a final. That'll be your final test for grade.
Okay.
So send me your scratch paper as soon as you can, baby.
All right.
Because if you don't send it in, you get a 0.
Okay, got you. I'm sending it for today over.
All right, sounds great.
Home to get to work.
Thank you, baby.
All right.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, bro. Number two is not right. But it's not 60 is the radius. You gotta multiply that by itself. Remember, it's pi r squared. No. 60 times 60 is not 120. There you go. You gotta draw 5 minutes. What do I need help remember the assignment you're just working on? Let's do one assignment at a time. Okay, what's it say? Circumference is the area around 2 pi r or 5 d. I've got it printed. So here, fix this one. 3600. The diameter, right? So what's the circumference is 5d or 2 pi r. Circumference. Two times 13. 13 is blank. And then that's 26 is right. I just can't believe you guys do that. To get to the admin part of it, you'll just use my username and password. That's right in there.
Okay. So
All right.
that. So I need to copy and paste that.
Yeah. Especially password. Password.
Yeah, like that's kind of weird. Did it give you an option or just?
No, that was it. And then I might be able to change it, but I didn't look that carefully how to change it.
Yeah, I saw that before.
No, I think I just saved it on my computer and that was the end of that.
It's just Steven, right? Steven.drier.
Yes. Yeah.
How long are you going to school?
All of them. Not all of them. In minus 3. Yeah, but I got students. I want to go in minus 3. And I know that they are, and I'm trying to stop it, but there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that has me so pissed off. I had a guy yesterday, it took this combat machine. What I said was, if you guys do an oral assessment. So after your test is over, I'm going to call you, and 20% of your grade is going to be based on how you do on this oral assessment. Man, this fucker tried to tell me that he randomly guessed on 10 questions and got all 10 correct.
There's no way. He thought you fell off the boat last night.
Andy, I'm like, there's no way in hell, dude. He's like, Mr. Carr, I'm just telling you. He's like, I really don't understand it. He's like, I just made a guess.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, so you're telling me you guessed on 10 questions and you're telling me you got all 10 right.
That's crazy.
And then he just doubles down, like, yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. So you didn't even like, oh. Like, I wonder how teachers can decide whether or not they're cheating. Like, I didn't even think about it on verbal assessment.
Yeah, no, that's what I do, and the verbal assessment is going terrible. And then one dude who I know cheats, because he fucking always cheats, he tried to tell me, and I told him that they have to turn in their scratch paper. I'm like, I need your scratch paper turned in with all the problem numbers clearly indicated so that I can see it.
And still nothing.
Man, he sends me 10 problems, tells me he guessed on the other 10, and no, he didn't guess on the other 10. He guessed on the other 8, and his dog spilled his coffee on 2 of his problems, so that's why he can't send it to me.
That's ridiculous.
I'm like, dude, you have got to effing be kidding me.
And as a professor, I mean, how can you prove that, like, for grading?
He's not getting credit. I don't give a shit. It's not my problem. The dog spilled the coffee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you obviously won't have any paper to back up his.
Yeah, I mean, he can't show me how he got the answers and hell with them.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
So anyway.
I didn't even think about college anything like that. I was thinking more or less how in high school or
Yeah.
middle school teachers gonna make it all.
Well, and then this is another whole fun. Are you good?
I did, but where do I go now? I don't see a list.
So there's a control panel somewhere where you can go to.
I've got dashboard hosting, domain, security, and support.
Hold on, let me look. I don't remember.
And there's like my profile and invoices, but that's it.
Let me see here. Hold on.
When is your final classes?
I don't fucking know. And I'm doing the summer the same damn way.
Oh god, they're not even gonna let y'all have summer on campus.
No.
Oh my gosh.
And
I'd have to retire for a summer, Steve.
and was told, Mandy, to get ready for the fall to be this way too.
Are you serious?
100%.
About moving the high school graduations to December. I'm like, do you know how silly that's going to sound though? Because your kid's going to complete their first semester of college and then they're not going to graduate high school till after. What about athletes? I mean, are they not going to have?
I don't know about that.
I would think if you can't have class on campus, then how could you have anything else? That just seems weird. I don't know. This whole thing's just throwing me through a loop.
Let's see here. Em, what's wrong, baby? All right, hold on, Emily. Just let me help her, and then I'll help you.
You're just the Mr. Fix-It. Never knew you were so neat and did this.
Okay. At the top of your screen, you see where it says switch to classic?
Switch to return to classic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Click on that.
I did. Okay, so now I got to put in your email. And then sign into that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that looks different. All right, so now I go to dashboard, my services, domains, billing.
Do you see cPanel in the middle?
cPanel in the middle.
Flip your phone so I can see it.
I guess I could just...
Yeah, that part.
Can you see it?
No. So at the top, what's it at the top?
Oh. Hold on, let me flip. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right.
Oh, no. Don't turn it sideways. Turn it back the other way. In the middle right there. It says, what's the blue? Yeah, cPanel login. Click on that.
Okay. Oh, wow.
All right. Now, this is where you go to the email accounts down at the bottom on the left-hand side.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So click on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that'll bring up everybody's email address.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind that everybody's password is capital initials, first and last name. So, like this A Amador would be capital A, lowercase PLC, 33898, exclamation point.
Okay.
And that's everybody's. So everybody's is the same after their initials. It's lowercase p, lowercase l, lowercase c, 33898, exclamation point. And then it's uppercase, their initials.
Okay. And then it's at Paradise Lawn Care. At ParadiseLawnCareFL.com. Okay. All right.
Now, you can view any of their emails just by clicking on check email.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, their emails are not private like that. I mean, anybody who has this account can go in there and look at their emails.
Okay, so for them to get to their emails, they have to go through this login that's your name and
No. For them to get to it, I would click on connect devices and I would send it to their phones.
Okay. All right. So just send to everybody's phones.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me go to my name.
Yeah, you go to yours. Yours is the fourth one.
And that'll be the easiest way to do it. Okay. So there's mine.
And then that's the if you wanted to do it manually, you would type it in those settings to add it to their phones. But I think there's a way that you can send a message to it.
Email, and that's email instructions. Okay, well, I can play with it. It says, if available options are not complete with your application, you will need to use the manual settings information.
See, I created an account for myself, so they can email me if they need to.
Okay. Let's see what happens if I click that. So I need to send this to my cell phone, though. So maybe I need to log in through my cell phone and maybe just download this app?
Yeah, I mean, I would do it through, or just send the email instructions to your phone.
Okay.
There's a place for that too. That you can email the instructions right to your phone. Let me send that and see what it says.
Yeah.
Hold on for a minute.
Okay. Now, eventually, Keith is moving his pest control over here.
Right.
But he's keeping Earth Tech as the name for a little while. So I don't know how he's going to do, because Josh and J-Bo are going to need an email, but I don't know if he's going to do it under Paradise or if he's going to do it under Earth Tech.
Well, this account here is free for as many users as you want.
Okay.
Oh, shit.